Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode. This is episode number 11, and we start today's episode off with a game against Kaiserslautern here away from home. But before we move on, I do want to say straight away, if you haven't seen our last two episodes, please do go check them out before you watch this one. I'll leave links to both of them on the screen right now because those two episodes featured the entire January transfer window, and if you missed those episodes, you wouldn't realized our team is going to be changing quite a lot since pre-January transfer window. We've already lost Robin, our goalkeeper. Philip also left the club as well. It was a pretty interesting January transfer window to say the least, especially with the signings we've made and will be making. So please do go check out those episodes before you watch this one if you've not seen them yet. But still, for the first game of today's episode then, we would indeed take on Kaiserslautern away from home, coming on the back of our demolishing of Hannover 96 in the last game in the last episode, beating third place by 4 goals to 0 at the Millantor. Now looking for back-to-back victories, and we started off this game really strong and full of confidence, as you would expect as well, coming on the back of that fantastic win. Had a couple of good chances early on. Buhadus also hit the post as well, and on the stroke of the half-time mark too, Moses the Engine would also smack the crossbar from his second attempt, as we hit the woodwork twice in the first half, but did go into the dressing room still deadlocked at 0-0. And I said in the last episode that we were clinical against Hannover, and that's why we got the win by 4 goals to 0. We weren't exactly dominant, but we were clinical. And in this game, we were dominant, but we weren't clinical, and that was our problem. And I've said a couple times this season, I'll say again, with St. Pauli, we're playing the all-out attack type of philosophy, attack at every single moment, but it's all well and good peppering the opposition goal with shots on target. We also need to be able to score as well, and despite so much pressure through 3/4 of the game, in the end, with 15 minutes to go, we ended up trailing after Halfar smashed the ball in for the host and gave them a shock lead in 75 minutes, which they'd been under the cosh for the vast majority of it. Kaiserslautern looked as though they were going to win the game with just quarter of an hour remaining, and at this point I was thinking to myself, well, it just goes to show you can have all the attacks in the world, but if you're not clinical and you don't score, you will get punished. You know, I say it all the time, it seems to be a bit of my catchphrase on my channel, I don't have many, but if you don't take your chances, you will get punished, and that's exactly what was happening in this game. We had been the far superior side, the dominant side. Another attempt to try and get back on level terms with just over 6 minutes to go. Buhadus denied by the goalkeeper, but as you'll see, the problem all through the game is that we weren't clinical, whereas Kaiserslautern were. And so with a minute and a half remaining, Halfar would smash in his second, bag his brace within 13 minutes, make it Kaiserslautern 2, St. Pauli 0, and that was how the game would finish. We lose away from home. We have lost once again on the road, and this season we may still be top of the table, but if our away form does not get sorted and sorted ASAP, we won't be top for much longer. And you see the stat sheet come the end of the game as well. 11 shots, 6 on target compared to 6 on 3 for Kaiserslautern, but if you don't take your chances, you'll get punished. I just said it a moment ago, and with Stuttgart beating Braunschweig as well at the same time as our game being played, that meant the gap at the top of the table had now cut to 4 points going into the second game of today's episode, which is, of course, fitting a first versus second clash in the biggest game of the season so far, and possibly the biggest game of the remainder of the season as well. It is a top of the table clash here at the Millantor as we look to get revenge on Stuttgart after they beat us right back in match day 1 in my first game in charge competitively of St. Pauli. So a huge night here at the Millantor. Our form is stuttering, and now we've got to pull it out when it matters most and claim a big 3 points here against Stuttgart. Otherwise, we could be looking over our shoulders nervously, knowing they are closing the gap and closing the gap fast. Big game, biggest game of the season, you'd say. It's Stuttgart at home, and we need a win. Well, I think I might have been a little premature in what I said in the last episode, saying that surely next season will be in the Bundesliga. There's still just under half a season left to play, and now Stuttgart have closed the gap to just 4 points at the top of the table. We may still be several points ahead of third place right now, but I mean, put it this way, we won't be staying top of the table if we have more games like that one against Kaiserslautern. 2 of our last 3 games we failed to score in as well. We may still be undefeated here, but I'm feeling very nervous coming to this game, the biggest game so far of the season. Got to make sure we get the win. Getting it for Stuttgart, back towards Afori, out wide towards Green, and that's a great touch there by the rapid winger down his right hand side. The Lit comes across, can't deny the cross, and Kalaika had to head the ball behind for a corner. Stuttgart have started off very strong, already their second corner of the game, and the visitors are in second place right now, don't want to stay there for the remainder of the season. They want to topple our lead and go top, but instead it is still 0-0. And unfortunately, we've weathered what has been an early storm and an early amount of pressure from the visitors. And now a good chance on the break as well. Billing through towards Mane. Down the left-hand side. Storming inside the area. Has Main Tuama in the middle, including Bouhadouz at the far post, who heads it in. And the Moroccan puts us in front. It's a classic St. Pauli counter-attack. And it started from the back with Justin Bilo launching the ball long. We go down the left. Mane crosses the ball in. And there is Bouhadouz flying in for his 12th of the year. Massive goal. The Millantor is a fortress. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter what opponent we face here. We always feel confident. The biggest game of the season, at home to Stuttgart in second, just 4 points separating the sides. They could cut the gap to just 1 point, or we can extend it back to 7. And as things stand right now, it is going to be the latter. Huge goal from who else? Bouhadouz. And what a start to the game. And it all started as well from that Justin throw. That's why I brought into the team. Fantastic initiative to get the ball forward straight away as Stuttgart tried to get back on level terms. Shot just wide. Sano trying to get around Kalaika, and he's done well there. The Japanese man still on the ball, tries to get inside, and that's a big recovery tackle from Kalaika, who was exposed there. Lack of pace showing, but fortunately he did recover well and turn it behind for a corner. But Stuttgart have won quite a few of these in these games, and we've got to defend them well. And Kalaika shows why he's been brought in the team, heads it clear, but it's not fully dealt with. The chance still alive. Green on the ball, just outside the area. Great ball inside, and Gentner's strike goes into orbit. Huge let off there. They were through. Well, this game is not over yet. Afori finds Timo Werner down the right, and he plays it back inside towards Klein. And Klein skips around Butchman here, who scored in the last home game against Hanover. Werner on the ball, crossing to the middle. Kalaika does really well. He's been very good today with a couple of big defensive headers. That's why he's been brought into the first 11. But the danger is still not clear. We're penned in our own half right now from Stuttgart. Afori inside towards Ginczek. Plays it inside, and it's a shot into the bottom corner from Gentner. And with 25 minutes to go, Stuttgart are back on level terms. And it's a huge, huge goal in the title race as our lead is gone. Well, it's been Stuttgart's half. We've done absolutely nothing in this second half. It's been all Stuttgart. They pressed and finally managed to get themselves an opening. Gentner's strike goes in to the bottom corner. Justin Bilo couldn't get down on time and get anywhere near it. And Gentner, who I think scored actually against us in match day 1, has scored against us again. It is 1-1, and Stuttgart have equalised in a top of the table clash. Well, now Stuttgart have levelled things in a game where they've played quite well. It's a really interesting question for me to, be facing now. Do we want to go for the 3 points, try and find ourselves another goal to win this game, or do we settle with a point knowing we'll still be 4 points clear at the top? I mean, it's a risky strategy to go for the win, but that's what we've been doing with St. Pauli all season long. It's what we'll do all series long, so I think that's what we're going to try and do. As Shaheen does really well and rolls it inside to Bouhadouz. Shot blocked by the goalkeeper, but Sabota turns in the rebound, and just 7 minutes after Stuttgart equalised, our Polish winger has put us back in front. There's an element of luck to the goal, but we will take it. The goalkeeper making a good stop to deny Bouhadouz from bagging a brace, but Sabota was on hand to fire in the rebound, and the defender on the line just couldn't block it. St. Pauli take the lead once more. 5 minutes to go, and Stuttgart have won yet another corner in a game. Would have had so many, and Afori's going to take it. Launches one into the centre, and it's controlled, and the shot is turned in as well. And with 4.5 minutes to go, once again, we have surrendered a lead in a big top of the table clash, and the number 8 for Stuttgart has once again put them back on level terms, and we just couldn't get the danger clear after a lovely first touch on the chest, and a brilliant finish as well. And there it is. Final whistle blown at the Millantor, and it's St. Pauli 2, Stuttgart 2, which means that the gap at the top of the table remains just 4 points. We led twice in this game but couldn't hang on, and Stuttgart claim a big point in their bid to topple our title bid. And I think they deserved it as well. 2-2 the final score, a really even balanced game. Neither side deserved to lose, and that's why it does finish all square here at the Millantor. And man match to Christian Gentner as well. Played very well and scored their first equaliser in a thrilling match here in Hamburg. And we're now going to move straight into the second game of today's episode as we travel away from home to take on 1860 Munich at the Allianz Arena. And after that 2-2 draw against Stuttgart, we're now just 7 points clear of Hanover in third and 8 points clear of today's opponent. So a big game in a fourth versus first clash. And if we're to stay top of the table, we've got to get our form sorted. Just one win in our last 4 games. And we really need to start winning games on the road as well if we are to cling on to an automatic promotion spot. So a big game here. Come on, St. Pauli. We need to get a win.
Really anticipating something special from him here today.
He really has enjoyed this competition. Scored a lot of goals.
Through towards Shaheen, and Shaheen will find Mane. There's a player on the floor there, and I'll play this side towards Buhaduz, who's now onside and fires the ball over the bar. Well, there was an 1860 player down injured, didn't notice it initially. And because of that, he played everyone onside, I should say, including our Moroccan forward, who sadly couldn't keep the shot down. Still 0-0, but that's a huge let-off there for our hosts. Billing across towards Sabota, has Mane on the overlap, so I'll give it to him down the left-hand side. Nice little flick to beat his man. Rolls it inside towards Sabota, who got a shot away, but only by being taken down, as I got my words muddled up. And that one's a certain penalty. And the referee saying to Bar, what do you expect, mate? The shot came in from our Polish winger, but Bar just clattered into him there. And the referee rightfully gives a spot kick. So penalty to St. Pauli. We haven't had one of these in a while. Sobiek took our last one and scored it, but our first penalty was taken by Buhaduz, which was also scored. So who do I give this one to? Our top scorer or our captain? I think I'll let Buhaduz take it, and I'm going to go to the top right hand side. It is our top scorer, Buhaduz, who smashes the ball in, obviously, and makes it 1-0 to St. Pauli. This guy is just on fire. 13 goals for the season, and this one is one of his biggest. He stands up to take the penalty, ice in his veins, smashes the ball in, 1-0 to the visitors, and a huge goal in a massive match. It's crazy to think Buhaduz, our top scorer this season, is not the league's highest scorer for the highest scoring team. I can't remember who's top of the table right now in the Golden Boot race, but whoever it is, fair play to them. As Aigner goes down the right-hand side here. Kera doesn't want to overcommit. Now Victor Andrade on the ball, trying to get himself inside, does well. Rolls it across towards Lacazette, who finished like his cousin. What a strike there. And 1860 are back on level terms, and for the third straight game, we will fail to keep a clean sheet. And our hosts have pegged us back in this first half. What a finish by Lacazette. It was past Justin Bilo in a flash, and it's 1-1. And are we set for another thrilling encounter against these guys? Well, that last game we faced against 1860, a thrilling 3-2 winner. Buhaduz winning the game in stoppage time. And oh my sweet Jesus Lord, Victor Andrade has just put 1860 Munich in front. And what a goal that was from the winger. And the hosts have taken the lead for the first time in the game. They've come from behind to lead within the space of 15 minutes. And what a fantastic goal that was. It was a chance out of nothing, really. There seemed to be no danger on our goal, and Victor Andrade took a touch and from 25 yards out under pressure levered one into the top corner, and Justin Bilo had literally no chance. It's a brilliant strike. Our Dutch goalkeeper gets nowhere near it, and it's 1860 Munich who go in front. And of course, the last time we faced these guys, it was a topsy-turvy game which we won by 3-2. I mean, you wouldn't bet against this game producing the same amount of goals. It's 2-1 now though, Munich in front for the first time, and we've got to come from behind if we're to win this one. Well, I'll tell you what, if nothing else, you are being treated to 3 fantastic games today, and 3 really big ones as well. The first game, the frustrating 2-0 defeat, then the fantastic game, Stuttgart 2-2, and now this one, another thrilling affair here at the Allianz Arena, as Sabota comes inside and fires us back on level terms. What a goal from Sabota, and our Polish winger, who scored in the last game, has put us back on level terms in this one, and what a brilliant finish. Cuts inside from the left, rises the stand tackle and levers it into the top corner. I mean, odds on a postcard. Who's going to win this one? What a fantastic first half. And the half is not over yet, so don't put it past 1860, retaking the lead again, and they've done so. I don't believe it. Olic, bagged the brace at the Minotaur, has finished this half by firing his team back in front, and once again, Justin Bilo is beaten from range, but again, I can't complain. It's another brilliant strike that's arrowed past him with so much shot power, it almost took the net off the stanchions. It's 3-2. And 1860 are back in front for the second time. This has been unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you what, if we do get promoted, I hope these guys don't come up with us, because they are a handful. It's 3-2 to 1860, and it's only half time. Billy, that's got to be your boy in the air, son. Come on, mate. You got to be better than that. You're 6'6", mate. You're the Great Dane for a reason. You got to win that in the air. But fortunately, that pass is poor, and we'll get it straight back. Sabota across towards Shaheen. That's a lovely flick over the top towards Miyaichi. Back towards Shaheen. Through ball towards the Great Dane. Lovely ball towards Buhaduz, who's onside. Goalkeeper came out. Buhaduz chips it over and puts it in. An extraordinary half of football here. And the second half started off in the same way. 8 minutes after the restart, Buhaduz gets his brace. A lovely build-up and a brilliant finish by the Moroccan, dinking it over the goalkeeper despite slipping to the floor. It is 3-3. I mean, who is your money on? What a fantastic game. And there it is, it's all over at the Allianz Arena, and the referee calls time in a thrilling affair here in Munich. 3-3 the final score, twice 1860 led, but they couldn't hold on for those 3 points. Now they know how we felt in the game against Stuttgart. A big point for us, but only one win in our last 5, and defensively, we're falling apart. However, just like against Stuttgart, I really do feel like the draw was the right result. 3-3 the final score. Both sides deserved at least a point. Neither side deserved to lose this one. A really great game. And again, a point in the right result. And man of the match to Mr. Buhaduz for bagging a brace and 2 really important goals, including that lovely third equalising goal. We really needed that one. And a big point gain thanks to the Moroccan. And that will end today's episode of our Road to Glory career mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy seeing 3 thrilling games today, then please do consider leaving a like, as likes are, of course, very much appreciated. And they really help the channel out as well. Much love to you all. Enjoy your Monday. I'm going to take a deep breath. I certainly need one now and a bit of a rest after some fantastic games. And I'll see you for the next episode of our RTG career mode with St. Pauli, where we're hanging on to top spot by a thread very soon.